Okay, anyway, welcome back to the backlog. I thought I'd do something absolutely fucking dumb just for a stupid opening. Anyway, as the title says, we must encounter more crosses, which means we're going to fucking church. No, we would never go to church. Digimon is against the Lord at all times. Ugh. Anyway, we're opening more Digimon boosters from Xros Encounter, and we're making very strange anti-religion jokes. Then again, you know, that's trendy. I like being trendy. Anyway, if you see a card in this that I don't really talk about, it's probably because I've already talked about it. So go back and see it in an earlier video if you see a card that you want to see explained all that well. So let's get right into this shit. We've got ourselves another high vision monitor mon. Saw it in an earlier episode. Kind of useless. Is new. We've got Sandiramon. It's one of the devas. It represents Opisius, I believe. Maybe? I'm not sure which animal this represents, since I don't know if Opisius counted as one of the sovereign constellations that I talked about, because they represent like Taurus, the rabbit, what? Scorpio. It's like, no, it's not. It's part of the zodiac. That's what it was like. It was not constellations. So yes, Snake was one of the zodiacs. So, you know, it's the Chinese zodiac. So had to remind myself. Anyway, it's one of the Deva. I can tell by its art side. And you really need to stop shitting on Koki, because his art is good. I'm just not a big fan of it. And sadly, it's never on cards that are good. He's only got 6,000 for a level 5 and has no effect, so not the greatest card. Got ourselves another Ballistamon. Got ourselves another Assault/Armormon. That 10,000 is good for an ultimate. Ooh, we got the other part of Biauzamon. Got ourselves a Balmon. So, if you've been a player of World Dusk, you may remember that Biauzamon was DNA Digivolved using Matadormon, and how could I forget the other half? I've been always looking at that for all my life. I finally pulled it off. I don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember, but it's usually shown as Matadormon being one of its ultimates. No, Mummymon. There we go. Mummymon and Matadormon came together to create it. But Balmon's been a more recent idea that has come up with a true ultimate level for Biauzamon, which looks so much cooler. He looks awesome. So, Balmon, he is a level 5 with 7,000 DP, and when attacking, you may trash the top 3 cards from your deck, which is good for Biauzamon because he needs a lot of cards in the trash. He's also counted as a Bagra Army Digimon. Look a little bit lower because Balmon really never joined. It was when he evolved into Biauzamon when he joined Crossheart. So, interesting to see. And see, on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play one Biauzamon from your trash without paying its cost. So, it's kind of like how Balmon died, and then later turned into Biauzamon because of his death. So, cool. Well, got ourselves another weird one. Another one that has the exact same name as another Digimon, but looks fucking nothing like it. So, it's weird that Cross Wars did that a lot. Just had Digimon that were called the same thing, just looked absolutely different. So this one is Cyberdramon. Does that not look like Cyberdramon? Well, it's the Cross Wars version that looks like a weird bug monster. So it's kind of a weird guy, but is counted as a blue flare Digimon. So anyway, Weirdo, his ability is Hand Main. If you have a Digimon with blue flare and its traits in play, by paying 3 memory, place this card under one of the Digimon's under one of those Digimon with its bottom Digivolution card, then unsuspend that Digimon. Not a horrible effect, but it's more of an option card than it is an actual like Digimon. So interesting idea. Digimon playing like as tools in a way. Anyway, all turns when this Digimon then the opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. Not a great effect, but unsuspending a Digimon, great for attacking multiple times. I'm not going to complain there. We got a red Vegemon. He's not Weedmon or just regular Vegemon. He's Red Vegemon. You may remember him from Digimon Masters because his other version doesn't fucking spawn. I don't like that Digimon in that game. But anyway, he's got a Vegemon running after him and a Weedmon coming after him. They're probably trying to arrest him for being a narc. He's probably telling on Weedmon. No good, man. No good, man. All right, what's up next? Ooh, we got Griffonmon. It's the mega of Kiwimon sometimes, meaning that it's sometimes counted as the mega of Floramon, which is interesting since Floramon's mega is sometimes thought to be Lotusmon or Lotosmon, as we saw in the last episode. But this is pretty cool art with Griffonmon like jumping on a Phoenixmon. But problem is, he's got no effect. But that 13,000 DP is not bad for just having a beater. Since it has multiple colors, it would do good in both types of decks. So, not a bad card and some pretty good art. Ooh! I knew we were going to pull it at some point. We got ourselves my best friend, Shoutmon Cross 4B, or times 4B. So, this is a Shoutmon variant. You're going to see a lot of them as you open up these packs, since Shoutmon is kind of all over the place. But the Digicross for this guy at the very bottom, if I could bring it a bit closer for you guys to see, it's got Armor Purge. It's got Armor Purge. It's not an armored Digimon, so I guess it's pretty much just an attachment kind of Digimon. It's a 9 play cost, but for Digicrossing, you can use Shoutmon times 4 and Biaozamon to create Shoutmon times 4B. There's also a times 5B, but it didn't show up all that much in the show. It showed up every now and again. Anyway, it says, on play, and when Digivolving, you may place one Digimon card with Cross Heart in its traits from your hand or from under one of your tamers under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Then, if Biaozamon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return 2 cards with Cross Heart in their traits from your trash to your hand. So kind of like a cycling card. Not bad, but really, it's kind of a lot shittier by using Biaozamon that way. This card's kind of dog shit. The knowledge that Biaozamon is actually kind of a useful card. So, I do like the art, though, with, like, Shoutmon like charging into battle with his sword behind him. So I like the art. The effect, not as useful. Sad that his effect had to be a little bit nerfed for it to be an uncommon. Ooh. Another piece of the Bagra army. We've got Blastmon here. He always looked like an icicle, so I thought his name had something to do with ice, but I guess he's Blastmon. You know, I would think that, like, Lilithmon would be in here because she was part of the Bagra army, but I already have a Lilithmon card, so interesting. He's kind of like very, very angry with us for being too cool for him. Anyway, his effect says Rush, so this Digimon attacks the turn it was played. And on play, if this Digimon has 3 Digivolution cards, Blitz. How would you get cards out of this if it's on play effect? There's no Digicross for it either. So I don't know how you get an on play to have Digivolution cards on it. That's just strange. Anyway, opponent's turn, once per turn. When this Digimon, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, by trashing this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Not a bad effect here, but this on-play effect seems almost useless because I don't know how you would play it correctly. Interesting card to read. Oh, got ourselves another Ghost Game Tamer. We got ourselves Ruli, as I guess she would be called in English. Ruli Sukiono. Ruri Sukiono. I just say Ruri because that's like how they say it in the thing. Her name is actually Ruri if you want to care about it like that. But interesting. So at the start of your turn, you have 2 or more memory or less. Set your memory to 3. Most tamers do that. And your turn, when you attack with a Digimon that has Angoromon in its name or is a level 5 or higher, by suspending this tamer, to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. Not a great effect. I would say that the Kidoshiro one for Jellymon was a lot better, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Hero of the Skies. So, this is the ability card for Shoutmon times 5, since it's got Darulamon, Ballistamon, Shoutmon, Starmon, and Sparrowmon. So that creates Shoutmon times 5, and there's even a little Biazamon hanging out. So almost Shoutmon times 5B. So interesting. It says for its ability, main, activate one of the abilities below. If you have a Digimon with Shoutmon times 5 in its name in play, activate all these effects instead of just one. One of your Digimon with Cross Hearts gets Security Attack plus 2, and you can draw 2. Or you can draw 2. And its security effect says, add this card to the owner's hand. That's actually really cool. Paying 2 memory to draw 2. Also just paying 2 memory just to use a Security Attack plus 1. That is a pretty bomb-ass card, since, you know, it would be great just to get another, like, attack out. So, I ain't gonna complain. I think it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. Anyway, we're gonna go on to the next one. Oh boy, this box full of Digimon packs is getting quite full. And as you know, I've been doing these kind of in a row, so there's a ton of plastic in there right now. Alright. We got ourselves another Kokuamon. Another Ballmon. That's going to be good for a Biazamon deck. Another Plasma Decadra Launcher. Another Pulsemon. Another Gaussmon. Another Pion Dump. Okay, this is something. This is a Digimon that we saw in the Japanese packs that we opened a while back, but never actually knew their name. Their name is Troopmon. They're literally like, they kind of look like German fucking SS, like, I don't know. They look like Nazis, so that's interesting to know. Anyway, its effect says, opponent's turn once per turn. When a Digimon plays a Tamer, a Digimon, or when an opponent plays a Digimon or Tamer, by trashing one of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory. There would only really be 1 underneath it if you're not adding things on using effects, so interesting. And then on deletion, use save. So, kind of basic bitch card, but who knows. Anyway, its inherited says, opponent's turn, when an effect trashes Digivolution card, gain 1 memory. So, not bad. It's something, I guess. Really, it's not that great. So, anyway, we got ourselves Monimon, being the in-training form of Monitormon. And it's got that, oh, it's not Uramon. I fucked up its, like, I don't know what its fresh form is, but I know that Digimon. Anyway, they look like cute little TVs. They look a lot better than the actual Among Us's. They look like a kid Among Us. This is what Among Us looked like when he was a child, before he got all scarred and turned into Among Us. Anyway, his inherited says, all turns when this Digimon has Twilight in its traits, it gets 1000 DP. So, not bad, but still, just gaining DP is not a great effect. I don't want to look at that last one. That last one looks cool, but I don't want to see it yet. I don't want to see it yet. Don't show me. You're spoiling the movie. Anyway, I'm just crying. Sorry, I just had to do a little cry. Anyway, we got ourselves a Shoutmon. This is the Shoutmon with save, so it's going to be a lot more important than other ones. Oh, I thought that was like Omni Shoutmon in the background. That's just his microphone, so interesting. Anyway, he's just hanging out with the Pikmon and the Starmon, and it says 0. Could you please focus this, Mr. Camera? I'm not even moving it all that much, but the thing, my hands, my Parkinson's are kicking in, guys. Help me! Parkinson's, why? Come on. Just don't fucking get it. Oh boy, it just can't take on cards with a ton of text for some reason. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. Anyway, it gives a Digivolve 0 from a level 2 with Cross Hearts in its traits. Really, that's only talking about Pikmon. And then it says on play, so you wouldn't even want to evolve it really. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon and 1 Tamer card with both Cross Heart in its traits. Among them, second. What? There's a... It's not part of it. That's an interesting idea. In this, I know you... Oh, there you go. If you see between traits and among, there's a dash there. A very light dash, but it's like... They put an extra space there for some reason. among them to your hand and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. That's interesting. I've never seen them use a dash before in these words. But thank you for actually, showing it. At least you focus when you need to be focused. Anyway, on deletion, put a save. So weird that it has a dash in between it. Anyway, your inherited says, your turn. While this Digimon has Shoutmon in its name, it gains Rush. This Digimon may attack the turn it was played. So even Digi-evolving, it would gain Rush. So not bad, not bad. Anyway. Ooh, got ourselves another piece of Deca Greymon. We got Dekardramon. He looks like, oh, there's Greymon right there. I'm trying to see in the card. I don't see any other Digimon, but Dekardramon is just kind of like firing out missiles. He's kind of like a HIMARS system, if you know what that is. Anyway, on play, draw 1. Then for each Digimon your opponent hasn't played, draw 1. Oh no, that's pretty fucking good. So if you've let your opponent set up their entire field, you could play this guy for 5 and draw like a million times. That's pretty good, but you'd probably almost be dead at that point. And then on deletion, you can use save. So, alright then. Then its inherited says, all turns while your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, this Digimon gains plus 1000 DP. I like the idea of drawing like a maniac, but it might be a little bit too costly to do and to wait for them to power up. I guess it's more of just a counter card, really. Alright, we got ourselves Taiki Kudo. It's not Mikey, so I'm fine with it. It's also not later Cross War 2 Taiki, or the Hunter Who Jumped Through Time Taiki, so yeah, it's just the original one. Anyway, it says, on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. I'm not going to be zooming this in just because it's so much text. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Cross Wars in its trait among them to your hand, and place 1 Digimon card with Cross Wars in its traits among them under this Tamer. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order, which is pretty good because it's pretty much just acting like an instant save. And then your turn. When you would play 1 Digimon with Digicross requirements, by suspending this Tamer, you can place many cards from under your Tamers. You may place cards from under your Tamers as Digivolution cards for Digicross. So that's pretty important since a lot of these cards talk about save. That's how you get them out of the save. So anyway, security is just playing it without cost. So this is actually a really good point to use in your Digicross and your Shoutmon deck. So this one looked like it was going to be a big one. Ooh! You see, I keep on talking about how I get other kinds of Omnimons. Okay then. Got myself Omnimon X Antibody. Yeah, I knew that card was X Antibody from when we were looking at it earlier. So, my brain is just like blasted. It's like, you can pull yourself Merciful Mode. You can pull Zwart. You can pull X Antibody. You can't pull the original. It's just such a rare card, it seems like, where it's just not in a lot of places. So it's like, now you've got a much cooler card, but like at the same time, it's like, not the greatest when you're trying to just get Omnimon. Anyway, this guy's got so much text, it's small even to me. So I'm not even going to try and shove it up to you guys. I'm just going to read it. So, it's a 16 play cost, 16,000 attack with 7 for any kind of Digivolution. It's 3 from Omnimon, so it's not bad. When a Digimon with X Antibody and its traits would Digivolve into this card, reduce the Digivolution cost by 2. So, you could turn it into 5 if you're Digivolving from Metal Garurumon X, so not as bad, but still pretty damn high. Then, when Digivolving, return all your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of their decks in any order. That's pretty good just to wipe out the strongest thing on the field. And then when Digivolving when attacking, okay, it's so small I can't really read it all that well. It says, when Digivolving when attacking, once per turn, is this like a, I don't even know, man. It's a thing. Also, I didn't look at it, but back here, if we can even get this to focus up on you guys. Back here, it looks like Dorugoramon is back there, or maybe Alphamon. Since Alphamon had to die in order to give Omnimon his X Antibody. So as you can see, it's very small text. So, yeah, that's Dorugoramon. It's not Alphamon, but still. Anyway, it says, when digivolving when attacking once per turn. Such a strange thing to do, but anyway. By placing one X antibody or level 6 card from this Digimon's Digivolution card at the bottom of its owner's deck, reveal all of your opponent's security cards and trash one of them. Place the rest in your opponent's security stack face down. Then your opponent shuffles the security stack. So it's like an instant get rid of a security card. So you could focus a card that you just don't want them to activate. But getting rid of a level 6 from this, and I guess if you can't DNA this, so you would really only have one, but maybe if you use X, like, the ability to put it underneath an X antibody, which a lot of Dorumons ask for, that would actually be pretty powerful. So, pretty cool card, but it's such a high cost. I mean, such high cost for such power. But still, you must be planning on doing something big if you're using that card. I was thinking it was maybe Shoutmon ×5, but that one's cool. Oh, that one's cool. Oh, I'm just gonna sound disappointed. Well, pull the Tinkermon, and no, I just can't get into it, man. I need to be a Digimon. Just dies when you just can't get into it, and your friends say Digimon. So anyway, Tinkermon, Gazimon, Cherrymon. Ooh, this is different. We got a Blue Komon, which I definitely knew that was the rookie name for Pyldramon. I kept on saying Blue Komon, so he's just kind of hanging out on the Arctic, I guess, with his friend Penguinmon, so he's just having a good old time. He's one of the Lynx monsters, so he goes with Jazzamon, Vorvomon, this one. There's one more. I don't remember. Yeah, the Lynx Dragon is a strange card. Anyway, I've had this one before, but it had no effect, so interesting looking one nonetheless. Anyway, we've got Buzzing Fist, and for some reason it's focused all the way over where my hand is right now, so we can at least kind of talk about it where it is. It's got kind of small text, so there we go. That's a bit better look if you want to look at the art. So he's like attacking somebody. It's like very undescribable Digimon. No clue what it is. It just has claws and might be blue, or it could just be a shadow. Anyway, it's got Damemon like attacking with buzzing fists. He's like using nunchucks swinging around. So, or maybe they're like police batons he's spinning? Who knows? Anyway, main, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Bagra Army and its traits to your hand. Trash the rest. Then you may place 1 Digimon card with Bagra Army and its traits from your trash under one of your tamers. So it's kind of like a save effect by trashing. So 2 for a reveal, not bad. I would say this is a pretty good card. Then at security, you may play 1 black tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost. Then add this card to the owner's hand. So that's pretty good for just playing a black tamer. You could just use it for Nene, you could use it for you, so. But you'd have to be using black in the deck along with purple, so it might be a little bit of a mixie. Anyway, we got ourselves a Dondoko card, Dondokomon. Pretty much like a taco, not a taco, a taiko drum. And we got a little Shoutmon playing the taiko over here, the taiko drum. I can't say its name. It's not a taco drum, it's a taiko drum. I can't say it. Maybe maybe I'll throw something up to say it, but I think you can just look up for yourself. Anyway, he's a cross-art Digimon with no effect or inheritancy, but he does have a 0 from a level 2. But he's already got a 0 for just evolving in general, so not an amazing card, but interesting nonetheless. We got ourselves a Mushroom-mon. Got another Koki drawing. Very weird. He's got a big pelvis, and he's just got a Tokomon currently eating on his skull, so not much to say about this card since it has no effects. He's happy about dying, which I would too. I would too. Anyway, this is another card that I indeed have, but we should definitely talk about since I think it'd be cool. Anyway, Baluchimon. Anyway, this is another boss from World Dusk. So that's why I know this guy. He's from the Loop Swamp, one of the worst And when I mean worst dungeons in the game. Loop Swamp sucks. And I never, ever want to go through it again. Dusk is fun, but Loop Swamp is a pain in my ass. I'd never do. Just like the grinding at the very end to become a legend tamer. So insane. So fucking insane. That game gets so grindy, and I'm hoping that Lost Evolution will not be as grindy. I'm so angry, I'm gonna hit the fucking camera. The camera just pissed me off. Anyway, I don't know how I did that little noise there. Anyway, Skull Baluchimon is got a lot of text, so you guys can kind of stare at it for a second while I read it for you. When one of your effects trashes this card in your hand, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into one purple Digimon with undead or dark animal in its traits from your trash for its Digivolution cost. So it's kind of like a rush Digivolution, so you can just do it. And then when Digivolving, if Digivolving from the trash, this card gains on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. So if you did it like through that top effect and then just crashed it into like one of the bigger Digimon, then you could just instantly delete something. It's kind of like having retaliation, or I guess if you're attacking a weaker one, you could just go off and also kill a bigger one. So, pretty okay card. Pretty okay card. Oh, this must be one of the plugins that the Renamon cards were talking about. We've got Reinforcement Plugin 0 or O. Not sure, but it looks like those old cards from the, what is it called? From the original Digimon card game, the Digital Battle, that has all those like plug-in like floppy disks and stuff. So anyway, it's a white card that says, while you have a tamer in play, you may use this card without meeting its card requirements. Main, one of your Digimon gets plus 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. That's a pretty good boost for 2. And security, gain 1 memory and add this card to its owner's hand. That's a pretty good security as well, just gaining memory. So if they're attacking you, you could then just get more memory to try and end the turn quicker. So, not a bad card. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen this little guy before. Bozamon. He's the in-training of Angoramon, I guess. He looks like it. He's like a little fluff ball, and he's got a little fluff ball with one ear on it. So, that's a pretty cute looking in-training, but he's so sad. He's not smiling. He's very sad. Ever since Ruri decided to turn him into a ball. Honey, it's your 4 o'clock ball turning into... Yes, dear. Anyway, it's inherited. It says, your turn. When an effect suspends a Digimon, this Digimon gains plus 1000 DP for the turn. So, yeah, not great, but we shall survive. We shall survive. Place that over there. Anyway, we've got Blazing Memory Boost. So, it's a memory boost just meant for Blue Flare. And if you can see, kinda, it's got Greymon with an outline of Metal Greymon behind it. Kind of like using its aura to attack us. I don't like it when aura attacks us. That's why I don't play as Lucario in Smash Brothers until I do. Playing as Lucario, he's not one of my mains, but I can definitely play him. So, anyway, a lot of text. These cards come with a lot of text in this set. Anyway, it says main, reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with Blue Flare in their traits among them to your hand, and play 1 Christopher Aonuma among them without paying its memory cost. Huh? Give me a second. Let me look into the blues. Because they didn't call him Christopher. Yeah. The Greymon says Kiriha. Kiria Alnuma. That one says Christopher Alnuma. So, I think sometimes the cards call him Christopher, sometimes the cards call him Kiria. That's so weird. Why would they do that? Why not just keep it consistent? Just use the English name or just use the Japanese name. I guess they just couldn't make their fucking minds up. That's why this card called it Taiki, so interesting. Well, anyway, it seems like a pretty good effect so far. Among them without paying its memory cost. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, then place this card in your battle area. And then delay, gain 2 memory. It's a pretty nice card to get 2 cards out, as well as playing Kiria, but that mistranslation is kind of a big one. It's a big menstruation. Menstruation? Yeah, alright, let's see what's underneath. Ooh, that's pretty awesome. Got ourselves Jesmon X Antibody. So, I already have a Jesmon structure deck, but this might be a good one just to throw into it as well, just to help out. So, it's the X Antibody version of Jesmon, the newest member of the Royal Knights. It is a Digivolve 0 from Jesmon, so kind of just anti-evolving as well. It's got Piercing, and when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its cost. Then if Jesmon is in this card's Digivolution cards, or if you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, till the end of your opponent's turn, all of your Digimon may also attack unsuspended Digimon and get plus 2000 DP. That's pretty good. You can just make everybody attack their entire team. Just try and wipe out the entire thing. So that's pretty cool. I also thought that this was Cross 5, but you know, Jesmon X Antibody. Still pretty good. I think we have enough time for one more card. I think this series might run into 5 parts instead of it just being a 4-parter, but who knows, we might be able to rush a little bit more during the next one. We got through a lot more packs this time just because I haven't had to, you know, do a lot more with it. Let's see. Got an offer on an eBay thing, but I'm going to turn it down just because not fucking worth it. Not fucking worth it. Somebody's trying to sell one of the Impulse City Dims for $10, and then they lowered it. It was like $10 and a couple cents, and then they lowered it to $10. So it's like, great negotiation skills, random eBay seller. Not great, but you know, it's just one of those things. Anyway, let's open the last pack for the episode. We got ourselves Starmon hanging out with his Pikmons. Because remember, multiple of them create one Pikmons. So it's just strange in that way. But anyway, he's a Digivolve 0 from a Cross Heart level 2. Undeletion, save, so he's very basic. But you do need him for Shoutmon, so important. And then its inheritance says, when attacking, this Digimon has Shoutmon in its name, draw 1. That's pretty OP. So just being able to draw whenever you attack, because usually you draw for Digivolving, but drawing for attacking is also OP, so pretty good effect. We've already seen Dondokomon. We've already seen Mushroommon. We've already seen Buzzing Fist. Bluekomon, Bluelokumon, or whatever. This is a different Monitormon than I've seen. I think maybe the last ones I got were in X-Record, maybe, so we should probably talk about this one's effect. It's just a bunch of Monitormons kind of hanging out in their Among Us room. This must be the spaceship from Among Us. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I haven't ever fucking played Among Us. I played Trouble in Terrorist Town, you little fucks. So, anyway, it's got an on play. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards that are either black with Nightmon or Deadly Axemon in their names, or Twilight in their traits among them to your hand. So, that's pretty good. Add 2. Adding 2 is much better than adding 0. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. That's a pretty good card, and they're just kind of all admiring their dad, the TV, and a small Frigimon sitting on top of the TV. So, interesting looking card. Got ourselves another Dorulamon. So, this is a card that I've gotten before, but I haven't shown off before. He's kind of important to Damemon, I believe, because I think this is the top of Damemon. And this is like the guy that kind of pilots him, maybe? I never saw the ending of Cross Wars, so I'm just interpreting it. I don't know if it's true. Anyway, he's got a lot of words, so. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Bagra Army in its traits and 1 Uamano among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Pretty common for rookies nowadays, and it's got an on deletion of save. Because it's meant to be used for a crossword, or a Digicross, since if something asks for Bagra Army, this one works with it. Oh! Sorry. A little bit of a hiccup. Anyway, for its inheritance, it says, opponent's turn. When an effect trashes this Digivolution card, gain 1 memory. A lot of Bagra Army ones ask for that same effect. Oh shit, got ourselves another Nui. It's DK Nuis. And this one also asks for Kyria instead of Christopher, so I don't know at this point. Anyway, we've got male Birdramon running away from Cyberdramon, just kind of looking back, ready to fucking nut in his balls. which is an interesting idea. That's a very interesting sentence I just said. Anyway, its effect says, on play, if you have a Kiriha Alnuma in play, you may return one Metal Greymon from your trash to your hand. If you don't have a Kiriha Alnuma in play, you may play one Kiriha Alnuma from your hand without paying the cost. So, not a bad ability just to get your tamer on the field. And on deletion, save. Its inheritance says, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has a blue flare in its traits and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. So, a lot of this has like, oh, if you are Metal Greymon or if you are Blue Flare, I'm gonna kill everything on that field, or at least like paralyze them. So, pretty nice card. Got ourselves a Pikmons, one of the only Digimon with S in its name. Like at the very end, it's a multiple. It's a in training form and is meant to be used for Cross Heart. And it says, when attacking, for its inherits, it says, when attacking, if a Digimon has Cross Heart in its traits, draw 1. Sounds like the Starmon one, so you'd probably want to put Starmon on top of this, and then use it to Digicross into. So, pretty useful. Oh, yep. They use the Japanese version for this guy. This guy is fucking useless in the show. He's, like, challenges Taiki to, like, Kendo at the very beginning and then follows him around for the rest of the thing. So he's a pretty worthless guy. He doesn't even... It talks about Ballistamon in his effect, but he barely even talks to Ballistamon. He's kind of a worthless character that got no screen time and no use out of himself. So, just... He's kind of forgettable. Anyway, Zenjiro Tsurugi. So, Zenjiro has the effect, on play, you may play Ballistamon from your hand or from under one of the tamers without paying its memory cost. Then your turn, when you play a Digimon with Cross Heart in its traits, by suspending this tamer, you get 1 memory. And then you just get this card to be placed from security without memory cost. So, not a bad ability, but then again, not a good one. Ooh, I do have this card, though. It's a super rare, but I do indeed have this card. It's Dark Knightmon X Antibody. And he evolves with 4 from Dark Knightmon. So he's pretty much... There is no Dark Knightmon Mega other than Bagramon, really. And this is meant to be like an alternative Mega. And it's just an X evolution. You know how regular X evolutions are just like 5 to 5, 6 to 6? This just brings him from 5 to 6. So it's an interesting and special case X antibody. He looks really cool. And he is also a super rare, so pretty important little Digimon, but he's got like teeth down there. I guess that's like Deadly Axemon ready to fucking eat your balls. Anyway, his effect says, Digivolve 4 from Dark Knightmon. When Digivolving, return 1 black or purple Digimon other than Dark Knightmon X Antibody from your trash to your hand. Then if Dark Knightmon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete 1 tamer and unsuspend this Digimon. You can delete 1 tamer? Delete 1 tamer meaning 1 tamer on the field, or one of your tamers, one of the opponent's tamers? I guess just delete 1 tamer, then unsuspend this Digimon. So if your opponent's got like 1,000,000 tamers, you could just delete 1 of their tamers. Interesting. Then on deletion, you may play 1 Dark Knightmon from your trash without paying its memory cost, or its play cost. So that's a pretty good ability just to keep shooting out more Digimon to use. But that is kind of a vague wording, I would say, for some of the cards we've gone through for this one. Especially with the whole Christopher versus Kiriha thing. So, probably some of these cards get eroded at some point and have actual abilities that make sense. But for now, some of them have some weird wording that I understand what they meant, but it doesn't make complete sense. So, we've still got a lot of cards here, so we're probably going to have to go for a 5th episode after we do this next one. But next time on Opening Digimon Boosters, we're going to open more of the Xros Encounter set. So I'll see you guys next time.